Hi guys, welcome to another episode or show, I don't know what you call these things, of Grant Talks Funny Bits. And tonight's going to be an interesting one because we're still waiting for Rich to connect. So we'll see where that goes. If Rich can't make it, then we will do something else. I'll bring up one of my clips and we'll talk about that. Please, if you have any questions or anything like that, please drop them in the bottom and we shall start talking about some hypnosis stuff. And if I can answer any of your questions whilst we wait for whatever it could be, the time difference or the communication or whatever it is, we'll absolutely do that. So guys, yeah, this is going to be an interesting show because we are literally flying by the seats of our pants now. So yes, we'll see what happens. So, for those that don't know, I am Grant Saunders. There we go. Jason says that I've dressed the part. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for showing up to ask questions. It should be an interesting one. Or did Choi dress me? No, I actually found I had a spare jacket at the office and I thought, you know what, I'll make an effort. But I've realised by looking at the screen as well that I'm actually really dark and I should have had something a bit more bright on. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Like I say, this is going to be quite interesting because I know there's a time difference between us and there's all sorts of stuff going on in America at the moment. So hopefully Rich will be joining us soon. So in the meantime, if you've got any questions, please ask them. And if not, I'll just waffle on and talk for a bit. And the worst case scenario is you've got to listen to me for the next 10 or 15 minutes. So who's that? Is this another new jacket? No, it's not another new jacket. It's just a different jacket. It's been in the wardrobe for a while, but it's not a show jacket. This one, it's a show jacket. So, flying by the seat of his pants. And you know what? This is the good thing about the principles of stage hypnosis. You've got to be prepared for anything that could happen on stage, and that's exactly the same for right now. So there we go. We've got Jason Simons. Hi, Grant. I hope you're keeping well, looking sharp. Thank you, Jason. It's nice of you to be here. We're still waiting for our guest to turn up, but that will all become clear soon enough, I think. Jason's a great hypnotist and comedian, and Jason's got quite a lot in common with Rich, who's going to be our guest today as well, to be fair, because Rich is a comedian, a stand-up comedian that uses hypnosis, and the same as Jason Simmons does a lot of comedy and incorporates that within the hypnosis, which is good because most hypnotists do hypnosis and try and do comedy, and whereas those guys do comedy and do hypnosis as well. Jason Morgan says, let's talk coffee. Well, I have quit coffee, but I have slipped and had a couple of Costas, but that's just to keep the sponsorship opportunities there. So yeah, Jason, I'm always happy to talk coffee. If anybody wants to join the show whilst waiting for our main guest, then please put that link. There you go. Actually, it'll be in the comments somewhere, I believe. If you put that link in your browser, I can connect you in and you could be a guest on tonight's show as well. But apart from that, we're going to move on. I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite skits and why. I know last week we talked about we had Anthony Gailey on, and he talked about when he does his $2,000 giveaway. I do a variation on that, which isn't as classy as Anthony's, but we'll get to that in a bit. I'm going to show you one of my favorite skits. It is the simplest skit, the simplest phenomena that any hypnotist can do on stage. But for me, I think it's one of the most profound. I'm going to bring it up here now. I'm going to press play and you can just watch it. He says, that, but that's not going. So I'm going to push something else through. There we go. We've got a night of technical issues. That's fantastic. Let me just copy this link, put that one in. So whilst I'm waiting for that to load up, one of my favorite skits is the one where we get people to just laugh uncontrollably. Oh, we had it and then we lost it. There we go. Copy. I did say we were flying by the seat of his pants and I did not lie. Here we go. 1 second. Bear with me. 26 years. How did you meet?
Outside a pub.
Outside a pub. What was the pub called?
Sun Inn.
Sun Inn, there we go. Remembers the pub. Okay, very quickly. What's her name? She's honestly.
Tattooed on your bloody wrist.
You'll not recognise it. Here's the thing, I'm going to touch on the forehead. When I touch on the forehead, here's the thing, when I touch on the forehead, her name's going to come back. Her name is Bob. B-O-B, starts with B, ends with Bob. What's her name?
Bob.
Bob, there we go. She is not happy. Listen, guys, do me a favour, Scott, stand there, we're going to play a little game, Scott, have you seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Scott? Have you seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Yes, perfect. So, Scott, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Each question is getting more and more valuable as we go on. So, for £100, Scott, what is the name of this venue?
British Legion.
British Legion, give me a round of applause, £100. Let's make this more interesting. £100, £100. For £5,000, we're moving up from 100 to £5,000. For £5,000, what's the name of the company you work for?
4th Regiment Royal Artillery.
Give me a round of applause, £5,000. £5,000. That's a new kitchen. It's lovely. Give me this way, stand there. It's a new motorbike. Listen, you're in enough trouble. Let's make this interesting. For 100, for 500. Let's make this interesting. Oh, sound like that broken down car again. For £500,000. What is her name?
Bob.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer, Bob.
For £1 million, what is her name?
Bob. Bob. £1 million. Bob.
Scott, stand there for me. Is that your final answer, Bob? Scott, is that your final answer? What is her name?
Bob. Final answer, Bob. It's £1 million.
You don't want to phone a friend? For £1 million?
Fucking 26 years.
For 26 years, Bob. You're not hypnotised or anything, are you? No, perfect. There we go. Are you sure? Are you positive? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp my foot. The moment I do, you'll realise exactly what you've just done in the last 5 minutes. What's her name? Elaine. There we go. Give her a round of applause. So there you go. That's one of my favourite skits. I didn't do the one I was originally to do, as you can see, because we had a bit of a technical issue there. I love that one. They were a great couple, and I wasn't going to do that. That wasn't in my set routines for that night's show. And for those that didn't notice, it was an army Christmas party, and the army are always great guys anyway. But that was pretty much we were making that bit up as we went along. But I love her reactions and his interaction with her that makes that skit. It'd be easy to just stand there and get someone to go, right, okay, you can't remember the name or you can't remember their name. But I just think by the fact that they've been married for 26 years, you know, when he was really getting excited about it, it's one of my favourite bits is that. I think it can be quite profound. One of my other ones, we'll play that in a few moments' time. I've got it loaded up properly this time. But everything just goes to pot sometimes. So yeah, we've got a couple of people in and we've got a couple of questions. Lana kind of says, nice waistcoat. Lana Elizabeth Bespoke Dressmaker was the lady that actually made that waistcoat for me, because the guys that work the stage stuff will know that stage wear can be quite important. And I wanted a waistcoat that was kind of elasticated as well. So it didn't matter whether I was having a chubby time or a skinny time, it would still fit nice and snug on stage. And I also wanted a bit of extra length in it as well, because sometimes, and you could see in that clip, a purple shirt could be seen a bit more. So it's a bit on stage wear. I mean, that was probably not one of the most glamorous of venues of all the venues that I've done, but it's a great little venue in Thirsk in North Yorkshire that I've done quite a few times now, and they're a great team there. So yeah, Jason Nobby Morgan says, let's talk coffee. So what do you want to say about the coffee then, Jason? Oh, lovely. So yeah. There's John Thompson. Hi, John. How are you? There we go. Bless him. He's a great guy from the southern parts of the United Kingdom. So yeah, Jason, what's your best memory from all the shows you've ever done, and who are your inspirations? Best memory from all the shows I've ever done. I've got to say it. Performing at Balmoral Castle is a phenomenal memory. It will always stay with me, and I always tell people all the time about it. Probably favourite show I've ever done. It's got the Batley Frontier in Batley, obviously, which used to be the Talk of the North Batley Variety Club. It's an old cabaret venue that's got loads of history. Tom Jones, Shirley Bassett, that all worked there. And you go out on this stage, which was massive, and all the seating around it was just stunning, and all kind of shoehorned, horseshoe shaped towards the stage. So no matter where you were or where the audience were, the atmosphere was fantastic. That's got to be one of my favorite shows. I have that on YouTube as a full show. The weird thing about that show, I was on with the comedian Billy Pearce, who's incredibly funny and with brilliant energy. But the weird part about that show is it was for a charity for a couple that had lost a baby. And there was a moment like 2 minutes before walking out on stage when I'd say probably 80% of the audience was in tears, having to see this PowerPoint presentation about the loss of this child. And Billy Pearce had said to me, he put his hand on my shoulder and he went, "Are you going straight on now? There's not a break." And I went, "No, I've got to go straight on now." And he went, "Good luck." And to try to go on with a comedy show after you've had such a presentation was a challenge, but the atmosphere in the room was phenomenal. So I think that's got to be my favourite show that I've done today. And that was years ago. So yeah. Just go through these now. Where it's got, yeah, John, lots. So I mean, the thing is, I mean, we're all, as stage hypnotists, we're all a bit unsure about what's going to happen with how we can perform and stuff like that, especially with the lockdown. But it's one of those things. It's a great form of entertainment. And me and some other hypnotists have been talking about how we're going to perform, what measures we're going to put into place to make sure that we can still perform and do so safely, so that we're not putting anybody at risk or anything like that. I'll just put the link up back there again because Jason wants to come on, I think. So I think, yeah, I mean, cruise ships, that's always been good fun. Always a very different challenge as well. Me, like a lot of other hypnotists, were kind of the belief that cruise ship works dead easy because everybody's locked in, they can't go anywhere else. The reality, it's the opposite. The first few cruises I did was a big steep learning curve because the level of expectation on that ship is phenomenal, like massive production shows. And if you're not hitting the top of your game, it just looks ridiculous. So that was a big learning curve for me. And to this day, I mean, I still love doing them. They're absolutely amazing. But it's great to have to up your game for those things. So Jason's saying he can't click the link and to message it to him. So not a problem, Jason. Let me just, what I'll do is, if I type that there, that should put the link there. So if Jason wants to come on, then by all means click that link and join me and I'll bring you in. I'm going to show you this other clip now as well, whilst those guys try and figure that out. And this is the laughter skit I was on about earlier, and I'll tell you why I think this is a brilliant skit.
I used to have a car that sounded like that. You're laughing, we had to take it to the scrappers. Watch this, 10 times funnier now. Has anybody got any WD-40? Watch her face Watch this. Sleep. All the way down.
So yeah, so that was one of my that's one of my favorite clips, to be fair, because it's a very simple phenomena to produce, but the reaction is such an emotional release. So the reaction from the volunteer that is going through it is one thing, but then the reaction from the audience, and it's a skit that feeds itself. When the audience start to laugh at that, it makes the situation funnier, which makes them laugh even more, and it's a great convincer for hypnosis. I put my earbuds in, but they're not doing anything. There we go. Perfect. So we now have, and we're going to have a three-way live on screen. So I'm going to bring in Jason and Jason.
Afternoon, evening.
Good evening. It's like the three amigos.
I've lost which screen I'm on.
You're in the middle, Jason, just like the old days.
Yeah, I got so many windows open.
Oh, never mind. So we're gonna have to figure out names, because we can't call you Jason because you're both called Jason.
No one knows me as Jason. Only my mother.
Oh. So English Jason, what are you up to at the moment? How are you doing? What are your plans for comedy and for hypnosis?
Yeah, at the moment, I've just been sort of writing, bits. Realistically, I think it's going to be a hard push at the end of this year. I think even if sort of government guidelines change, public confidence, I think, is going to be the biggest thing to overcome from this.
Yeah,
I don't know. Agree.
I think it's weird. I mean, I'm seeing some American guys now that are already performing again, which I mean, that's a challenge in itself. But I do think it all depends on where people's feelings are about it. It's either going to go straight back into some kind of normality, or there is going to be a long slog. So I think it's about doing things right and doing things safely. I know I'm not personally doing the virtual shows. I know a few guys that are. I know Richard is going to be on. He's doing one in America, but that's not where. In the UK, I don't think that's the right market, if you know what I mean. I think we suffer from a bad reputation of stuff that's gone wrong in the past anyway. So and I can't make the technical side of this show work sometimes. So I'd hate for that to happen while some poor sod is stuck quacking like a duck in Essex somewhere. So yeah, I think it's about trying to stay safe. Welsh Jason, so you guys have got different rules to us. So are you whereabouts are you in the lockdown situation now?
Pretty bad. Even if lockdown was lifted, I couldn't do a show anyway because I've lost my bloody tooth.
What were you doing?
Eating an apple.
Oh. I thought apples were supposed to be good for teeth. Yeah.
I'd phone a dentist and, phone back in a couple of weeks. And
yeah, I was going to say they're a premium at the moment.
So only an emergency. So yeah, it's not happening. Not happy. So luckily, we haven't got any shows because I wouldn't be comfortable doing one.
Yeah.
Where we are with lockdown, it's crazy. I can't get my head around it because with the children going back to school, some people don't know I'm a foster carer as well, and children can go back to school 29th of June. I don't think it's right.
I must admit, I don't understand the science behind it, and I don't know. I mean, it's without going political, with all the protests and everything that's going on at the moment as well. I can't see how that's not going to explode what should be this really contagious disease. So, yeah. So I'm just getting some stick because I've got some Highland spring water. I don't know if my camera is there. I'm normally a San Pellegrino fan, and I'm a bit of a snob about it. So I've just been pulled up on that. So yeah, bless them.
it's quite confusing for the lockdown, isn't it? Because when they're in Parliament and they got to go here, there, and everywhere, and but all the children can mix and whatever. A friend of mine, he works in a school, and there's 900 pupils in one of his schools, and they done a risk assessment, and they could only have, I think, 90 pupils in.
Wow. 10% of the whole school. Yeah, that's similar to my kids are due to go back to school. They were due to go back on the 15th, but that's been pushed back now, and I think that's going to be pushed back probably until September, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that it's so close to what would be the school holidays anyway. It makes sense to use that time to prepare for it. But I just think, I mean, it's a mess. We're all reliant on some degree to the licensed trade, and that's there's a lot of venues that are going to struggle now to go forward. And
also, I don't know whether I'd be comfy as well, actually doing a show at this moment.
I would put ethics aside for money. I'm kidding.
I'm just waiting for them to have hairdressers at the minute.
I must admit, it took me longer to do my hair tonight because it's just I'm starting to look French. It's all quiffy. So hairdressers and venues are the priority.
Yeah.
But apparently we've got a beard competition going on, and Welsh Jason, you're losing.
Listen, I'd be like Father Christmas if I grew a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not. No, it's
I
not
must
good.
admit, in growing this, I realised that I've got like long white hair in my beard now, which I believe is wisdom.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling myself anyway.
But Jason, when was your last show going into lockdown? Like, do you remember what your last show was?
Yeah. I'll not mention the name of the venue in case they're watching, but it was one. There's a particular agent that gives me quite a bit of work, but it's bread and butter work. And I remember I've took the job in, and I've turned up at the venue, and it was like, it's not really my type of venue. But great, actually, great atmosphere and great people. They had me on with a jazz pianist, which if you looked at the venue, you'd have thought a hypnotist and a jazz pianist. It's not the right combination, but it worked really well. But that was just as it was starting to all go a bit silly. And I know a couple of people coughed during the show, and I kind of made a joke about it, like, oh, coronavirus. But yeah, weirdly, like after that, it went into complete shutdown. And I didn't think we were going to go into shutdown. I thought it was going to be like it is in Hong Kong, where everyone's got to be careful and keep the distance. And I didn't think we were going to go full on into shutdown. And when that happened, I was kind of like, I mean, Jason will tell you, I had a bit of a breakdown. I pulled over in my car and cried a bit, spoke to Jason a little bit, and it was kind of like, that's just unbelievable. So yeah, but it was a nice show, and it was a nice show for it to be the last show for that part of the year. What about yourself?
I did a comedy gig. I think it was about the 17th, 18th of March, and I remember like we emceed a gig at David Lloyd's down in Southend, and I remember making a joke of the fact that it was all blown out of proportion, and then 2 or 3 days later, my diary just gets cleared for the rest of the year.
Oh, it was crazy. I remember reading something on it might have been Russian Today or some ridiculous news channel, and it was going through about all the top CEOs have resigned from these big multinational companies, and I kind of thought, what do they know that we don't know? And then a week later, it was just shut down. And you think, wow, it's then you kind of know it's serious. So I suppose stand-up comedy, though, that's fairly the access to that after all this is easier, I suppose. You're on stage, you have got a bit of distance between you and the audience. So that's a good thing, really.
Yeah, I mean, it can be good and can be, but because usually it's sort of tightly packed when you do it, a sort of fairly sort of close in proximity to each other. So, and I just think most of the stuff had got cancelled up until about August, So I think I'm expecting there to be more cancellations sort of following that.
Yeah, I'd like to.
And then you come back to either, I suppose, afterwards.
I mean, I've got some stuff in. Well, I mean, I've got some holiday park stuff it's rolling. So every week I get an email saying, the next 2 or 3 weeks is cancelled, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And it's kind of like, I mean, it's weird because like Hypno Thoughts Vegas is August, and that's still going ahead.
Wow.
Well, and it's a weird one for me because I've got a booking for one of the holiday parks that I do, and Hypno Thoughts, and I'm supposed to be at both. So it's kind of like if I cancel one, it's guaranteed the other one's going to cancel anyway. So it's kind of like I'm waiting for which one cancels first, really. So, but yeah. So I mean, if the holiday parks pull for this year, then we're looking September time. I mean, if things should start coming back in September. I've got bookings in September, so we'll see. Otherwise, I might take up stand-up comedy.
Well, I'm supposed to go to a holiday park in August, as in with the caravan, and they've said the park may be open, but the clubhouse won't. The pool won't be open. The shop won't be open. The amusement arcade won't be open. So there's no point going.
Yeah, that's it. I think they're in a rush to get open so they can get people there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you take I'm biased, but you take the entertainment away from holiday parks, you take the swimming pools away from holiday parks, and you've just got a caravan in a field, and you can do that anywhere. So obviously, if anyone from any of my holiday parks are watching, not you guys race.
Well brought back, Grant. Well brought back.
Oh, I have to remember sometimes that this is live, but I'm always prompted. Don't say anything political. Don't say anything about this. Don't say anything about that. So I'm trying to do the best that I can. So yeah, it's weird. I don't know where the industry is going to go. Like I said, I don't think it's going to go virtual. Stand-up comedy and stage hypnosis need a live audience.
Yeah.
So, and it's where we go with that, really. So we should all move to Wales and foster children.
Don't come to Wales. It rains a lot.
Do you know what? There's a lovely venue in Wales that I did years ago. Something Memo. Oh.
Memo?
Yeah.
Mana?
No. But yeah, turned up and I think they spent about £3 million from the Arts Fund to get this theatre just completely redesigned, and it was just absolutely stunning. But yeah, they don't do a lot there, and I kind of think it's amazing that all this money's been put into this venue, and it's not being used to its full potential. But yeah, I think there's a lot of venues like that. There's a lot of venues that have been reliant on, European funding, on live entertainment, on ticket sales that we're not going to get, which is a shame.
I think a lot of people, obviously, the venues rely on the likes of the entertainers to actually bring their, should we say, followers in as well.
Yeah.
So,
and it's breaking through that pattern now that everyone's been sat at home and sat in their garden for so long. The idea of going out to a venue, spending venue prices on alcohol to watch a show, it's whether people will buy back into that. I think we'll get a surge of people the moment the pubs are back open.
Yeah.
But they're not the people that buy tickets and go to shows.
There's been a lot of, obviously, on my Facebook, there's been a lot of singers and doing their garden parties and free shows and a couple of DJs. My mate's actually live doing one now. And, they still keeping a hand at Matt Hill is doing a lot in Australia as well.
Yeah, DJing.
Yeah, he's that bloke. Oh my God, if he hasn't got ADHD, nobody has. Yeah. He just doesn't stop.
You do have a look of Matt Hale about you. You're like the UK version of Matt Hale, especially with the cans on as well.
I was supposed to meet up with him last year. He was coming surfing in Wales.
Yeah.
But his time scale just went. And so yeah, a lot of people are still doing their singing, but that's all I'm doing is the odd Skype therapy and whatever. It's not my favorite.
No.
It's not. No, the odd thing on Skype, yeah, if somebody's really, really stuck, but I don't enjoy it on Skype. It's not personal enough.
Yes. Yeah. Regarding the singers singing on their driveway and stuff like that, I mean, it's great that they're raising money for the NHS and stuff, but I think a lot of singers, like any performer, they need that audience, and the acoustics in a venue are very different from the acoustics in a cul-de-sac. And I think there's a lot of people that are great performers, but when they're putting themselves out publicly on a Facebook Live, singing on their driveway or in their living room, I think you're not doing your brand any justice. And there's people that I know that go out for good money that have great reputations that I've seen doing Facebook Lives where I've kind of gone, I'm just pleased I don't live next door to a singer, because I just kind of think, please don't start belting out, Nessun Dorma at the end of the cul-de-sac.
Hey, it's funny you should say that Paul Potts was actually singing live not far from me the other day, because he lives about 20 odd mile away from me, and it was somebody's birthday and he just rocks up outside their house and sings for them. How cool is that?
Didn't he win Britain's Got Talent?
He did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a transition, really, isn't it?
Ex mobile phone salesman, and he's now worth millions living in Batalbert.
I saw a thing on Facebook where you can get like a celebrity to wish your friend happy birthday for £30, which I thought, like, what? How desperate do you need to be as celebrity to go, just send me a list of names through and I'm going to wish everyone happy birthday, and spend like half a day going, happy birthday, Jason?
I had Wagner to wish my daughter happy wedding day on a video, and I put it on a video in her wedding. It was funny as you like. I'll have to try to find the link.
I bet that was
from a person point of view, it's phenomenal. But I kind of think when someone's reached a certain level of infamy, bless them.
all depends who it is, though, doesn't it? The celebrity, like Wagner, you can imagine would be quite amusing, but you actually hate.
Oh yeah, I must have on the same website. They had some lookalikes, and it's like, what is the criteria for being a lookalike? Because some of these people didn't look anything like the people they were portraying to be. I think Jason's off trying to find the clip now. He is. Look, he's proper chuckling to himself.
Oh, God. Yeah. Where is it?
How much was Wagner? Is just how much did that cost you? How much did it set you back?
20 quid.
Oh, that's
20 quid.
See, let's say if the gigs don't come back, then Grant can start wishing.
I can knock on your house and sing you "Happy Birthday, Mr. President," just like Marilyn Monroe. Brilliant. Yeah. I suppose, do you know what? It's got to be one of the worst things, though, to have had a certain level of instant fame, like what Britain's Got Talent and that lot brings with you. But then afterwards, you don't have the follow up from that. It can be quite difficult. In a couple of weeks' time, possibly next Thursday, do you know Christina Lennon?
Yes, yeah.
Hopefully she's coming on. She's going to turn up though, hopefully. But she's a great example of. I mean, each guest I'm always trying to bring on has got something different about them, and I love the fact that she's kind of took the stage hypnosis industry where we're all trying to break through on television and all these things, and she's come into it from a psychotherapist and a hypnotherapist and kind of gone, right, I'm going to cut through that, and now travels the world performing on talent shows around the world and doing really well from it. But she's got a great mindset program as well. So but yeah, great work ethic, great person as well, and obviously a hypno dog.
Yeah, I could actually put my camera onto the screens, but I don't know whether you could actually see it or hear it. But it is so funny. Oh my God, I was crying actually editing it.
Bless.
Yeah.
So yeah, so when's your next stand-up comedy gig then, Jason?
So the next one booked in is in August now. Like, that hasn't been cancelled so far.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm not hopeful that that's going to go ahead. Again, David Lloyd, so I'd imagine that they'll be one of the last ones to return. You know, because I don't even think the gyms are due to open until September.
Yeah. Wow. That must have been the whole gym thing. I know people are desperate to get gyms open so they can. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're a gym owner, you've got all those subscriptions to pay back if you're not open and doing your thing. So yeah, we will see.
Let's put a stone on in lockdown. So.
I've been trying to eat healthy, but for some reason it's having the opposite effect. I feel I'm the biggest I've ever been, which is why I'm drinking the sparkling water and everything. But I just think I think it might be the stress, the not having the adrenaline from going on stage. I think it's all that.
Yeah, and have you missed being on stage?
Oh yeah,
massively?
I mean I always say it is a drug. Is that feeling on stage, and when you don't go on stage for a couple of weeks, there's a massive crash. And I went through that. I went through that hard. Didn't answer my phone. Didn't do anything for a while. I kind of went inside myself. And Jason was the one that kind of sent me a message and went, you know, pull your finger out your ass, do something. And you know what I mean? Atlanta says it was the time of my month.
Doing to keep busy, like outside of doing this. Like, what other things have you been doing?
Oh, so there's Alicia is one of the best violinists you'll ever meet in your entire life. She's got a really cool see-through glass electric violin as well. So yeah, phenomenal. But yeah, I've been like really busy sorting this out. I'm a bit of whenever I do something, I throw myself into it a bit too much sort of thing. So I started off by doing this, and then I went out and bought all the lighting, and then this week I've bought a new camera, and then it just becomes consuming in and of itself. So yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm in HD now, so you can see my beard with the white bits now. So yeah. But yeah, I've kind of playing around with some products, and just I'm trying to do things, not the whole passive income stream, because I get tired of hearing that at the moment now. There's a lot of people that are selling courses and stuff that I do think everyone's trying to throw something together because they've not got clients in. But the stuff that I've been working on for a while, it's given me a chance to finishing that off. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to put together a colouring book, which is a bit weird.
Painting by numbers.
Painting by numbers, yeah. But no, with the kind of like with therapeutic hypnotic language patterns weaved within it. So
Right.
I'm 2 illustrations in. It's not a book yet. But yeah, I suppose we've all go on.
That is it. Is it like mandalas that you've got in there that people?
Yeah. Mandalas, certain big words in there, lots of spirals, lots of calming stuff, and yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting. It's a great little product for back of room sales as well. So you know, that's the one thing that I never really pushed in the past at my shows. And the lockdown has made me kind of go, actually, the amount of money that has been left on the table by not having quality products to sell after a show. So I'm working a lot on kind of fine tuning some of that stuff. So yeah, which is good fun. What about yourself?
I've been busy decorating the house, actually. Not that it looks like it. If you look behind me, this is the one room that I've not got round to yet. But I'm in the middle of the bathroom at the minute, so you know I've got stuff in and just tucking and stuff, you know. But
Oh dear me, he's found it.
Oh dear. Do you mean to play it? But can't hear it.
Oh, what does he say? You'll have to do an impression of him, Jason.
Oh, I'm not doing no impression, mate. Hang on. Let me see if I can get some volume for you, shall I? Okay.
You gotta hear that.
I could try and hold it still now. Come on. You can tell it's asked backwards, can't you? Okay.
Hi, Casey. First of all, fortune husband.
Happy wedding day, Casey and Liz. I'm sorry you could have Justin Bieber, so you got me instead. Hope you have an amazing life together. But where is my invite? I would have come if you had asked nicely. Oh, baby, 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 ooh, like baby, 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 no.
That's a lot of effort for £20. He's committed to that, really, isn't he?
He's still singing, mate.
Yeah. Wow, do you know what? That's incredible value.
Nobody else thought so.
Do you know what? It's nice when people get your sense of humour. It's even funnier when they don't.
Mate, loads don't get my sense of humour. Especially on stage.
I judge a show by that. You know, you want to try and meet your audience where they are a lot of the time. But sometimes when you go out, I drop lots of stuff out that is my humour. And you can, when someone picks up on that, it's brilliant. When they don't and it falls flat, you know, it's just, you got to wipe it up and move on. But yeah, you know, when they've got my sense of humour, there's no better job in the world. It is a breeze.
I think the sense of humour comes from your local area. For me, I think when I'm doing a local show, the sense of humour comes across easier. Whereas when you go in to like a wedding with people from all over the place, it doesn't go down so well. Yeah. Perhaps that's just me, maybe.
I'm funnier the further south I go or the further north I go. If I'm in it's very rare work in my kind of local area. But I don't know what it is about the south of England, but they think all northerners are funny. So it's just I seem to go down better when I'm down south, or if I'm up in Scotland, because they've got a fantastic sense of humour up there. The trouble I have sometimes in Scotland, in Dumfries, it's just across the border. But the first time I've gone up with Alan, who used to do my sound, who's got Scottish heritage. And as you're doing the show, you kind of interview them, what's your name and where you're from. And literally every person just went, and I'm like, I have no idea what anybody's saying. So after the second time of asking, you've just got to smile and move on. And Alan's gone, you've not got a clue what anybody's saying either. And I'm like, no, not at all. So yeah.
Ireland the same.
Yeah.
I got a few friends in Ireland and a few friends from Scotland as well. Good friends. And yeah, when you're talking to them, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
But they're the same to me, because obviously the Welsh speak very fast as well. Yeah. And it's worse with the tough missing.
Yeah. You guys have got your own language.
Right. Well, yeah.
You can't eye me, you have. It wasn't like a sheep joke. It's true. And, you know, it's not used to you. You know, Welsh is the language.
I have enough trouble with English, never mind Welsh.
So, yeah, my mum was part Welsh. So there's part of me that is Welsh. I don't know which part, though.
Okay.
But, yeah. So, yeah, my mum was a Williams. So, yeah.
I used to be a Williams.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are you my dad?
Thanks, Grant.
I was going to say, you wouldn't be old enough, but...
Careful. I'm 51 this year.
Oh, congratulations.
I haven't got there yet.
Yeah. I hope I'm still gigging when I'm your age.
You know all those phone calls, and I told you to man up and wise up a bit.
That's it.
I ain't gonna do it anymore.
You're fitter than me. Is that a tough muddy that you've done?
Yeah, done 2.
Oh, no. I do one, but
it was,
I could do it in the car.
5 years ago, like
Yeah.
the last one.
I would have just bought a t-shirt and pretended I could get away with it.
The job I was just on about in Dumfries, they do a tough mudder in that village. We've done this show, stayed over in the hotel. The next morning, gone for a walk around this castle thing, and no one lie, we've ended up at the finish line at Tough Mudder. And it's like, it was amazing. And both me and Alan are taking loads of pictures that made it look like we'd done the Tough Mudder in our jeans and shirt. But yeah, we didn't put them up because we felt fake.
Tough Mudder is awesome.
Yeah.
That should be a goal for you next year. Look, do a Tough Mudder with me.
When? Sorry, you're breaking up.
It's fine. I'll message you with the date.
I'll do a tough. We'll do a Tough Mudder with you, won't we? Yeah. Do you know what? I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The Hypnotists doing Tough Mudder 2021.
2021. If we're still allowed out.
Yeah. Lockdown 2021.
Lockdown. I'll be like every email in the government. Keep it down for another 2 years. So, guys, thank you for coming on. It's great to catch up. See, look what you've done now, Jason. That's the wife says we should do a Tough Mudder together.
There we go.
I don't think she knows it's a run, though, Jason.
She does.
I know.
I'll send her the link now so she can register you.
Yeah. Cheers. Guys, thank you for coming on. I don't know what's happened to Rich. He has been pushing it this week on his Facebook. He does know about it, so I can only assume that something must have happened. But every week I go through this turmoil of what happens if my guest doesn't turn up. And this was the week. So fantastic. But do you know what? It's been nice to have a catch up. So I'm going to go change the thumbnail for this one before I put it on YouTube. And it was Grant Talks Funny Bits with the... that's my sister. She says we should do a Tough Mudder as well.
Oh, God.
Right, we all need to stop doing this, otherwise I'm going to actually have to do the Tough Mudder. So before anybody else comes online and commits us to it, Jason and Jason, thank you very much for joining me, and no doubt we will chat again. And take care, guys. See you later. Thank you very much as well for saving me.
Fella.